Hello everyone, this is Moniza Nasrin and you have seen me in various discussion sessions and classes. So, আমি কিবা এটা নতুনকে প্ল্যান কৰিছো। আহিবলগীয়া 30-31 মাৰ্চৰ পৰা আমি ভাবিছো যে আমি প্ৰিপেয়াৰ কৰিম UGC NET 2026 ৰ বাবে আৰু আমি প্ৰেক্টিছ কৰিম পেপাৰ 1 আৰু তাৰ বাবে আমি ভাবিছো যে ডিসকাশন সেশন স্টার্ট কৰিম 30 and 31st মাৰ্চৰ পৰা ক্লাছৰ টাইমিং হ'ব 8 PM and you can scan this QR code and also you can contact to this contact number directly and also you can go to the description session and you will get the link there and you will get all of the informations, queries of yours, everything will be solved. So মই ভাবো এই সেশনটো আমাৰ কাৰণে যথেষ্ট ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট হ'ব and of course our classes will be on English medium only and if you want, I mean it's up to you the students, if you want in SMS discussion also we can take that but for the concepts only so that you can get a clear understanding of the concepts and also you have to know that the paper will be in 2 languages, that is English and Hindi. So I hope this session will going to help you a lot regarding your preparations and definitely you will get almost 30 days of time to prepare for UGC NET paper 1 for the coming exam, that is 2026 session. So that was the announcement and I think now we can move to the discussion of the syllabus. So if you want to prepare it for the first time or you are still preparing, you need to know the complete syllabus and what are the sections, subsections that covered by the syllabus. So we are going to discuss this syllabus in a brief. So you can definitely see here, this is paper 1, general paper on teaching and research aptitude, and in paper 1 we have 10 units. So we will discuss all of the units very briefly so that we can make a blueprint so that we can prepare it for the next 90 days so that you can prepare it well and you can practice, then revise everything you can do within these 90 days. Okay, so I'm sure this will help you a lot for the coming exam. So quickly checking what are the units inside this syllabus. So you can see unit 1, that is the first unit, teaching aptitude. So you already know many a times we have discussed about the teaching aptitude and its subtopics. So basically the teaching aptitude covers all the aptitudes regarding or linked with teaching. So most important subtopics of this unit 1 is you need to know teaching concept, objectives, levels of teaching, memory, understanding, reflective one, then characteristics and basic requirements you need to know. Then you need to also know the learners' characteristics, how the learners are behaving inside the classroom, outside the classroom, during their studies, everything you need to know, their behaviors and individual differences also. Then you need to also study about the factors affecting teaching, like that may be related to teacher, learner or support materials or facilities that's that is already available or not available in the institution. Then again the environment, in what type of environment, what type of studies are like developing or not developing, like the cognitive understanding of the students, everything you need to know. Now in next subtopic you need to know the methods of teaching and in the higher teaching also, and also you need to know the teacher-centered versus learner-centered method. These are very famous and also in our previous classes we have discussed, but for UGC NET we will discuss in a more in-depth manner, okay, because you already have seen UGC NET's PYQ papers, so there the questions are more in-depth, okay. So we will discuss all of it in more in-depth manner, and also you need to know about online and offline methods, Swayam Prabha, MOOCs, etc. These are very common topic, but these are very vast topics, so we need to know every single point of it, and I think our preparation strategy will be divided into 3 segments, and I will discuss about it later, and that will help us to cover all of the topics and subtopics more clearly, okay. So I think we can move to the next unit, Okay, so Unit 1 also have some other topics, that is traditional, modern and ICT based teaching support system, which is also important. Then evaluation system, where types of evaluation are there, and also choice based credit system in higher education, that's you all know about it. And then computer based testing, innovation and like evaluation systems, these things are going to be discussed in the classes of ours. Okay. Now Unit 2, that is research aptitude. This is another vast topic, and many a times research based assertion reason questions are also there. So we will going to give more focus on this type of vast topics. So quickly checking that what Unit 2 is covering. So in Unit 2, for UGC NET paper 1, we need to learn the research, its meanings, types, characteristics, then positivism and post-positivism approaches. Then again you need to know the methods of research, that is experimental, descriptive, historical, qualitative, quantitative, etc. Steps of research you need to know, then thesis and article writing, format, styles and referencing, etc. Everything we need to learn very elaboratively. In depth, we need to study all of it, okay? Because question may come from any sub points or any subtopics. So we need to learn all of it very elaboratively. Next is application of ICT. This is very important. So ICT in research. Then research ethics. This is also another most important and sensitive topic. Okay, research ethics is the most sensitive topic in the whole syllabus, I can say. So we will going to discuss all of it in a very in-depth manner. Now quickly going to the Unit 2, that is comprehension. Okay, now Unit 3, that is comprehension. So you already know that in comprehension section there will be a paragraph, and based on that paragraph you have to mark some answers. Okay, so you need to read the paragraph, then you answer the paragraph. As you know that it is a computer based test, so you need to count on your time. Okay, you cannot waste more time. So what you can do to attempt the comprehension questions, we will give you some tricks. Okay, for that you just need to read the questions first, and then you just write the keywords from the questions in the rough sheet, and then you read the paragraph and then draw the answers. Okay, that's the best approach to save time, because it's a computer based test, it's not like pen and paper. So you need to focus on this one also, because many a times in the screen, because of the time constraints, students basically go nervous and they do not read the paragraphs. But you need to know that comprehension part is a mark giving part. Okay, if you read the paragraph correctly, you can definitely draw good marks, because the answers are already hidden in the paragraph. You just need to find the correct answers. Okay, so we will practice this one also in our session. Now quickly moving to the next unit, that is Unit 4, communication. So communication includes meanings, types, characteristics of communication, then effective communication, verbal, non-verbal, intercultural, then group communication, classroom communication, etc. It means this sections covers the basically the classroom communication and all the aspects regarding communication, and also barriers of communication. There are noise and all. Here you can see barriers of effective communication, where noise etc. comes including in this part. And then mass media and society, we need to study this part also within this Unit 4, communication. Next is Unit 5, that is mathematical reasoning and aptitude. So this part carry marks, but you need to do the maths very quickly so that you can save time and you can mark the correct answer. So in this segment, you have basic reasoning, then number series, letter series, codes and relationships, and then mathematical aptitude, basically fraction, time and distance, ratio, proportion and percentage, then profit and loss, interest and discounting, and then averages, etc. So these are very basic maths, but you need to practice and we are also need to practice it in the poll section so that you can give the answers very quickly. Okay, so in our classes where we try to give polls so that you can mark the correct answer within a limited time. Okay, that's how you can have a good practice of time management. Okay, so the unit 5, mathematical reasoning and aptitude. So these are the subpoints of this topic, and this topic requires time. Okay, it means I will suggest that every day you can give at least 30 minutes to 1 hour according to your proficiency in this segment. And also we are going to practice this one on daily basis, and I will definitely suggest that if you want good marks in the paper 1, you definitely give 1 to 2 hours on a daily basis for the next 90 days for paper 1 only. Then you need to give almost 4 to 5 hours for paper 2. Now we can move to the unit 6, that is logical reasoning. So in unit 6, you can see so many sections. So in unit 6, you need to do the complete logical reasoning sections where you can find various subtopics. Most important subtopics are this one: argument forms, then structures of categorical propositions, then mood and figure, then formal and informal fallacies. These are very important, and use of languages, then classical square of oppositions, etc. So these are very kind of basic core topics of logical reasoning. So we'll definitely practice this one also. And evaluating and distinguishing deductive and inductive reasoning. So this part is another most important one for the exam point of view. Next, analogies, then Venn diagram. These are very easy. Then Indian logic, means of knowledge. Some students find it very difficult, but we have discussed for SLET preparation, but we will discuss it more elaboratively, more in-depth, in a more in-depth manner for UGC NET, because the Indian logic part contains 1 or 2 questions in the question paper, and it takes a bit practice. You need to know the Indian logic part so that you can mark the correct answer. You cannot just based on assumption, you cannot mark it. This particular section needs practice, I guess. Yeah. So next comes pramanas. It's a subtopic of this one, Indian logic. So pratyaksha, that is perception, anumana, inference, upamana, comparison, then shabda, verbal testimony, then arthapati, implications, and anupalabdhi, that is non-apprehension. All of it we need to practice, and we also need to clear the concepts of it so that you can easily mark the correct answers from this section. Now next is structure and kinds of anumana, inference, and vyapti. This is another most important one, invariable relation. And then hatavaswas, that is fallacies of inference. Everything comes under this Indian logic section, that is means of knowledge, and we need to practice this one in a very in-depth manner. Okay. Now I think we can go to the next one. So unit 7, that is data interpretation. Here the data table will be given to you, and you need to interpret and answer the correct, answer the questions for this one. And sometimes there may be 2 data table, sometimes there may be 1 data table, but if you manage 8 to 10 minutes of time, you will definitely mark all the correct answers from the DI table. You just need to read the table properly and find the correct answers for it. So in data table, you can see sometimes qualitative data, quantitative data, then graphical representations are also there. Sometimes you can see bar chart, histogram, pie chart, etc. And data and governance also there, data interpretation. You just basically need to do that. From this section, unit 7, you will find a DI table in the question paper. You need to do read the DI table correctly and then mark the correct questions. That is the basic of it. Okay, so we will definitely practice DI tables, and I think DI practice is the most important one because it carries almost 5 to 8 marks. Okay, it's a huge section. Sometimes it carry 10 marks. It means sometimes there may be 2 DI tables. So we need to practice it so well that we actually cannot afford to lose marks from this DI table. Okay, now unit 8. It contains information and communication technology, that is ICT. So this is another most important topic, and in ICT you need to know basic ICT abbreviations and terminologies. So we will provide almost 200 terminologies so that you can get all the terminologies, and then you need to know basics of internet, intranet, then emails, audio and video conferencing, and then digital initiatives in higher education. This is another most important section, and then ICT and governance. So these are the basic of the ICT section. We are going to discuss this one elaboratively, and in every question paper you definitely find 1 or 2 questions from the ICT. Now unit 9, that is people, development and environment. Very important topic, and it covers the modern day problems also. It means it's so vast, and this topic covers very like new problems also. For example, you can see some environmental related problems in the last 2 years that may include in this section also. So it sometimes requires a brief current affair knowledge also, because there may be some questions that fits this current affair type of thing. Okay, so quickly checking what are the subtopics included inside this people, development and environment unit. So it has development and environment, that is Millennium Development and Sustainable Developmental Goals, that is MDG and SDG, and then human and environment interaction, anthropogenic activities and their impacts on environment, which is very basic, you all need to know. Then environmental issues, you need to know air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, noise pollution, waste, that is solid, liquid, biomedical, hazardous waste, then electronic waste, everything you need to know, and that should have to be local, regional and global perspective. Okay, then you need to also know about the climatic change and its socio-economic and political dimensions. It's a huge subtopic. Next, you need to know impacts of pollutants on human health. This is another most important subtopic. Many questions come from this topic because it is related to human health. Okay. Next subtopic covers natural and energy resources, that is solar, wind, soil, hydro energy, then geothermal energy, biomass, nuclear and forest resources. Next subtopic covers natural hazards and disaster. So mostly mitigation strategies and vulnerability, etc. comes under this. Okay, so here we need to understand the frequent hazards and disaster which has happened in India. Maybe 2 to 3 years we can check. Okay. Next subtopic covering Environmental Protection Act 1986, which is very important. Next, National Action Plan on Climate Change. Then international agreements, efforts like Montreal Protocol, Rio Summit, conventions on biodiversity, Kyoto Protocol, Paris Agreement, International Solar Alliance. These are the most important and core topics of this unit 9. Here comes the last unit, unit 10, that is higher education system, which is another most important and vast topic. And in this unit, you can see institutions of higher learning and education in ancient India. We need to learn them. Then we need to know the evolution of higher learning and research in post-independence India. And then we also need to know the Oriental, conventional and non-conventional learning programs in India, and then professional and technical and skill-based education, then value education, which is another most important subtopic, then environmental education, which is the most required action kind of education in today's scenario. And then we also need to know the policies implemented then governance and administration regarding the higher education system. So these are the subtopics comes under higher education system, that is unit 10. So this is the whole syllabus for UGC NET paper 1. You already got to know that 5 questions that may come from each sections, so that it can complete 50 questions and every question will have 2 marks. Okay, you will get 1 hour, but you need to know that this is a CBT, computer based test. So within 1 hour you need to read the question, mark the correct answer, but you do not have the negative marking. Okay, it means you have an advantage because of no negative marking in this exam, but definitely within 1 hour you need to finish the exam. Okay, so for this one I will just suggest that we have almost 3 months, 90 days. Okay, so what we can do in 90 days, for the first 30 days we can give more importance and weightage on the concept build up. It means within the first 1 month or 30 days you need to complete the base of the concepts. It means your base of concepts should have to be clear within these 30 days of the first segment. Then after this first month, in the second month what you can do revisions, and then you can do practicing of PYQs and MCQs, and also clearing your doubts, and then whichever you have already read or cleared the concepts, that you need to implement, okay, in your practice, that you can do within the next 30 days. It means we have covered 60 days. So for the first month, for the first 30 days you need to complete concept build up. In the next 30 days you need to do the implementation of the concepts and revision you need to complete. Okay, then in the last 30 days, it means the third number of month, what you can do, you can in the last month we will generally suggest to do PYQs and MCQs only. It means in the last 30 days we only practice PYQs and MCQs, and we practice this one in polls, so that you can do it in a speedy manner. Okay, so that you can get used to the time clock. Okay, because definitely it's a computer based test, so you may not get pen and paper to mark your questions. Okay, so the practice is the most important thing in this preparation of this exam. So I think it's a great plan to execute in 90 days. For the last month, we will definitely say only PYQs and MCQs, but if you have any problem in the previous concepts, you can do slight revisions also. So we will plan it properly so that you can get a quick boost and have a good confidence to attempt it in the coming exam, that is the July session of 2026. So that was it for today's discussion. We have discussed the syllabus. We have also announced the session of classes which are going to launch from 30 and 31st March, and that is it. If you have any doubt, any queries regarding this preparation journey or anything else, you can definitely ask us in the comment section also, and you can directly contact that contact number or scan the QR and join our group, and you will get a complete guidance. We will assure that. And thank you for joining with us. Thank you.